So our company was Payroll for Pastors. I'm Andrea, this is Tim, and this is Alexis. So today we're going to walk you through the obvious elements of the business development plan, starting with the company history, the opportunity, operations, market analysis, competitive analysis, the strategy, financials, and then finally our recommendations. So Payroll for Pastors is a company that provides payroll and accounting services for all kinds of churches. This is Scott Larson, who is the founder of Payroll for Pastors. Scott is also the founder of Becker & Larson, which is a certified public accounting firm. Payroll for Pastors actually snowballed out of Becker & Larson. Becker & Larson was actually serving several churches already and doing their payrolls, so they thought that this would be a good additional business, and they legally separated actually last month. So the opportunity here is they offer a variety of accounting services. Obviously, they offer payroll service, but another big thing they do is that they structure pastoral compensation packages, and by doing it this way, the pastors save a lot in taxes at the end of each year. They also do obvious accounting things such as taxes, audits, and reviews. And then the operations, the three main people that are putting together Payroll for Pastors. Obviously, Scott is the founder, but the main guy in the business is Tom Rich. He is the managing partner, and he's really holding down the day-to-day operations and the marketing. And then also Nancy McFarland is head of the payroll department, and she does most of the actual payroll processing and things like that. And additionally, they are using personnel from Becker & Larson, such as CPAs, to do the accounting work, and then secretaries and bookkeepers.
All right, for market analysis, we recommend that Payroll for Pastors focuses on three key segments of the market. The first is the Assemblies of God Church. It's already a focal point for Payroll for Pastors because Scott already has great networks set up within the denomination. And there's over 12,000 churches in the U.S. with a 1% growth rate from last year, making it a pretty viable market segment. Another one is the Protestants and other Christian churches. There's over 300,000 churches in the U.S., making it a very, very nice market segment. One thing to note is that 60% of those churches have less than 100 people, meaning that they might not have the attendance figures they need to have a consistent income, so they need a financial service to come in and help with their financials. Another segment is Catholic churches in the U.S. There's a little over 24,000 in the U.S. approximately. And one thing to note about Catholic churches is that in the U.S. there's a population shift from the Midwest and the East to the South and the West, which bodes well for Payroll for Pastors because they have a strong market share in the South already. For competitive analysis, the direct competitors are going to be accounting firms that already market their services to churches like Payroll for Pastors. However, P4P is the only known firm that provides a full breadth of services. They provide payroll, tax services, pastoral compensation, tax services again. But the indirect competitors also play a factor. They get competition from church management software, the Big Four accounting firms, which holds a huge market share in the U.S., and firms specializing already in nonprofit organizations. But none of those three indirect competitors can come close matching the number of financial services. Typical customer for Payroll for Pastors is going to be a male, age 40 to 50, married with children unless they're Catholic. Average household income, $60,000 if you include the wife's salary in there. Busy lifestyle, high moral standards, and important to note that they're educated, usually from a theology school, but they don't have formal business training, meaning that they need some help from an outside accounting firm.
So their basic strategy is to find the niche market within nonprofits and church-based organizations. This is going to give them a competitive analysis advantage because there's no firm, no accounting firm that currently specializes just in church-based religious organizations such as Payroll for Pastors. So by connecting with Assemblies of God and with other religious organizations, they are focusing their needs specifically to what these religious organizations need. For the financial analysis, the firm is all equity finance, and they plan to maintain so. The debt financing would be too expensive because they have very little fixed assets. It's well capitalized, meaning that it has a very high sustainable growth rate where it won't need financial restructuring for a very long time. This is a new, like I said, it's a new firm. It's just started right now, so we expect it to break even in 3 years. The data that we found for the projected financials for the year 2016, what Mr. Larson believes the company is capable of if it meets all its milestones. So by 2016, it should have 107% profitability, return on asset investment compared to 37%, and a very high net balance ratio, which this might actually be a little bit too high. Our first recommendation is to focus directly with only its nonprofit aspects directly with religious organizations and faith-based organizations. Currently, they're focusing on all nonprofits. We want them to focus their marketing efforts and advertising efforts on organizations such as the Ohio Christian University or the YMCA.
A second recommendation comes in the form of an inbound marketing strategy, also called content marketing. Basically what it is you create content, put it out on your website, or you share it on social media, and it draws qualified leads to your company rather than trying to advertise or appeal to thousands and thousands of cold leads. It's great building credibility and building a community, and it's very efficient and affordable. The first step is you create your content, usually by a blog, video, using picture albums, ebooks, stuff like that. And then that content needs to be relevant and helpful to your market. The second step comes with social media sharing. We recommend Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google, and YouTube for various reasons. Facebook because of the large number of people that are on it. LinkedIn because it's the first place people look for business connections. Twitter because it's very good at as being a news feed. People are looking there for the news for the day. Google Plus for search engine optimization. And YouTube because it's great for sharing your videos.